Not that long ago, companies were competing on what they sold. Then it shifted to the technology they built. After that, it became all about data. But now, something deeper is taking over. The real edge comes from how well an organization can sense what's happening, understand it quickly, and act with precision across every layer of the business. That's the shift we're unpacking today. Welcome back to the B.I channel. I'm Nakul Nakima, and today we're diving into what might be the defining question of modern business: what happens when intelligence becomes the core of how an organization is built, how it behaves, and how it makes decisions. I'm joined by three familiar voices who each look at intelligence from a different angle. Stella, great to have you back.
Always a pleasure. This topic really sits at the center of where strategy is heading. Intelligence-driven organizations aren't just faster, they're clearer and more adaptable. They respond rather than react.
Dr. Ruiz, welcome back.
Thanks, Nakul. What fascinates me is how these organizations rethink the human experience. They're not just adding more information, they're designing systems that actually make thinking easier.
And Aiden, good to have you again.
Great to be here. From my side, it's about embedding intelligence into the system itself, so it's not an add-on. It becomes something alive inside the organization.
Alright, let's start at the foundation. When we say an organization is intelligence-driven, what does that really mean in practice? Stella?
At its core, it means intelligence moves freely. It's not stuck in silos or buried in reports. Insights flow across teams, across systems, and directly into decisions.
And from the human angle, it means people aren't drowning in information anymore. Instead, they're supported by systems that extend how they think, helping them focus on what actually matters.
I'd add that intelligence isn't just something people consume, it's built into the infrastructure. Systems are constantly predicting, adapting, and in some cases acting on their own.
So it's not just smarter people, it's a smarter environment.
Exactly. The environment itself becomes intelligent.
Let's shift into architecture, because this is where things get tangible. What does the backbone of an intelligence-driven enterprise actually look like?
You're looking at a unified intelligence stack. Data, models, intelligent agents, and decision systems all working in sync. It's not fragmented anymore.
And importantly, that stack is designed to reduce mental strain. The goal isn't to show everything, it's to surface meaning. People should see what matters, not just what exists.
There's also a simulation layer that becomes critical. Before making real-world decisions, organizations can test scenarios, run possibilities, and see outcomes virtually. That changes the risk equation entirely.
So you're essentially rehearsing decisions before committing to them.
Exactly. It's like having a preview of the future before you act.
Now, technology is just one side of this. Culture plays a huge role. What actually shifts inside organizations at the human level?
One big shift is moving away from rigid hierarchy toward flow. Information moves faster than authority, and decisions can happen closer to where knowledge lives.
And that only works if people feel safe. When roles start changing because of intelligent systems, there has to be psychological support. Otherwise, resistance builds quickly.
Curiosity also becomes non-negotiable. Teams need to experiment, test ideas, and continuously iterate. Static thinking just doesn't survive in this kind of environment.
So it's not just a systems upgrade, it's a mindset shift.
Absolutely. Without that shift, the technology won't deliver its full value.
Let's talk about how these organizations actually run day to day. What does an intelligence-first operating model look like?
It's cyclical. Organizations are constantly sensing what's happening, interpreting those signals, making decisions, and then acting. And then the cycle repeats.
Workflows are also redesigned so humans and AI collaborate naturally. It's not about handoffs, it's about integration.
And a lot of the routine work is handled by autonomous agents. That frees people up to focus on strategy, creativity, and complex problem solving.
Which sounds ideal, but also introduces a new set of risks. So how do organizations govern all this intelligence?
It starts with clarity around decision rights. What should AI decide independently, and where do humans step in? That boundary has to be explicit.
There also needs to be ongoing oversight. Not just technical monitoring, but understanding the cognitive and emotional impact on people interacting with these systems.
And from a systems perspective, transparency is key. The architecture should be auditable, understandable, and aligned with the organization's values from the ground up.
So governance isn't a layer you add later, it's built in from the beginning.
Exactly. You design for trust, you don't retrofit it.
Let's bring this home. For organizations listening to this and thinking, we need to move in this direction, where do they actually start?
Start with clarity. Define what intelligence means for your organization and what you want it to enable. Without that vision, everything else is fragmented.
Invest in people. Train teams to work alongside intelligent systems. The human capability side is just as important as the technology.
And build the foundation early. Data infrastructure, models, and decision systems that can scale. If the base isn't solid, nothing else holds.
It's interesting because what we're describing isn't some distant future. It's already happening.
It really is. The organizations that embrace this now are setting the pace.
And those that don't will feel the gap very quickly.
This is becoming the new default, not the exception.
Well, on that note, the intelligence-driven organization isn't just an idea to explore, it's quickly becoming the standard way modern enterprises operate. Stella, Elena, Aiden, always great having you here.
Thanks for having us.
Always a great conversation.
Looking forward to the next one.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on the BI channel, where data meets decisions.